Hey there, everybody. Happy New Year. I want to start by saying thank you for being here. And I know you might be feeling heavy right now. I want to talk about something that a lot of people are going through, and it isn't really talked about a lot, and that's grief. Hold on one second. Yep, that is grief. And 5 ways that we can cope with grief. 5 ways we can cope with grief and find peace again. And if you're coming in, go ahead and press like, hit that like button. How was everyone's Christmas? How was everyone's New Year's? It is 2025. Yes, and we are turning the page. So, how are y'all doing tonight? How many of you guys are dealing with grief as you come in? How many of you guys are dealing with grief? Just a second. And when entering into the chat, let me know where you tuning in from and all that good stuff. Just 1 second. Okay, so grief is one of life's hardest experiences. And trust me, I know this firsthand. Um, if you are likely navigating a loss that's touched your heart deeply, I am here to walk with you through this time and share 5 ways that you can cope with grief little by little and find peace again. Okay, so let's take these steps together. Okay, because healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means learning how to carry your love and loss in a way that brings you peace instead of pain. So, number one, we want to acknowledge and accept your feelings. Okay. The first way, the best way to cope with grief is allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up. And I know it can be tempting to push your emotions away, especially when they feel too intense. Okay. But here's the thing, grief demands to be felt. Okay, it isn't something that you can put to the side. It'll hit you at any time. It demands to be felt. Okay, and it's how your heart processes the loss. Okay, you might feel sadness, anger, confusion, or maybe even guilt. But guess what? These emotions are all normal. And if you have a pen and paper, go ahead and write this down. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. The important thing is to give yourself permission to feel. And if you need to cry, go ahead and cry. If you need to scream into a pillow, go ahead and do that. Okay? Healing starts when we stop judging our emotions and start honoring them instead. Okay? So, number two, we want to lean on faith and spirituality. For me, that has been my anchor in grief. When everything around me felt uncertain, God became my constant go to. I'm talking about for everything. Okay. And maybe you're feeling like this. Maybe you're feeling your faith is shaky right now, or maybe you're questioning why this is happening. But let me tell you, those questions are okay. God can handle your doubts, your anger, and even your silence. One of my go to scriptures is Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. When I read that, I feel an invitation from God to bring my pain to Him. And you can do the same, whether it's through prayer, meditation, or just sitting quietly in His presence. Lean into your faith. Trust me. This will get you so far. Even when it feels like you're not being heard, God is always listening. And if you are not a person of faith, that's okay too. Okay? Spirituality doesn't have to look a certain way. It's about connecting to something that is bigger than yourself. Okay? And that something that gives you a sense of hope and a sense of love and a sense of purpose that reminds you that you are not alone. Okay. So, number 3, create a daily routine for healing. When you are grieving, it can feel like life has lost its total structure. Days may blur together, and it's hard to find motivation to do even the simplest things, sometimes even getting out of bed. Okay. And that's why this little piece keep coming up. I don't know what. Oh, creating a daily routine is so important. It's not about staying busy to avoid your emotions. Okay. It's about giving your life gentle structure so you can move through the day with purpose. Okay. Start small. Maybe your routine is as simple as getting up and drinking a glass of water, or spending 5 minutes in a quiet reflection. Add in one activity that nourishes you, whether it's a walk outside, journaling, or preparing a healthy meal. Okay. Routines help to remind us that your life is still moving forward. Okay. Even when it feels like it's standing still. So it's good to develop some sort of daily routine. And then also connect with others. Okay. Grief can be isolating. Okay. Trust me, I know that too. But it doesn't have to be. One of the most powerful things that you can do is let others in. And I know it can feel vulnerable to share your pain, but having someone who listens, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a support group, can lighten the load. Okay. So sometimes just saying your feelings out loud can make them feel less overwhelming. And if you're not ready to talk, consider joining an online community. Speaking of that, stay to the end of the video. I do have a surprise for you, okay? or join an online community or finding a group where you can listen and connect with others who understand what you are going through. Often, healing happens in community, not in isolation. Okay. And let me say this, if you're struggling to find support or feel stuck, don't hesitate to reach out to a counselor or a therapist. There's no shame in asking for help. Okay. And number 5, honor your loved ones' memories. Finally, one of the most healing things you can do is find a way to honor the memory of the person that you've lost. Okay, this doesn't mean living in the past, it means carrying their legacy forward in the way that feels meaningful to you. Okay, for me, that has looked like small intentional acts, lighting a candle, writing them a letter, or celebrating their favorite holiday in a special way. It could also be something bigger like starting a project or a charity, okay? Whether you choose to let it be a reflection of the love you shared. Um, Here's something I want you to remember: honoring their memory doesn't mean you're stuck in grief, it means you are transforming into something beautiful, something that keeps their spirit alive. Okay. And I want to go ahead and end with this. Okay. Grief doesn't have to consume you. It's okay to take it one step, one moment, one breath at a time. Healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means learning how to carry your love and loss together. Okay. So, thank you for joining in on this live tonight. Like I said, I have a surprise for you if you stay to the end. I am launching a community. It's called Digital Divine All Access, and it is for individuals that are coping with grief. It is uh, to build a community, to surround ourselves with like-minded people going through and dealing with the same thing, and we are going to come together and help each other heal through our grief in this community. um, the purpose is to get through the grieving process so that we can turn our pain into profit. Okay, so this community is going to be full of surprises, you guys. I'm going to put the link in the description. The community is free. So if you want to join it, go ahead and feel free. Um, I would so appreciate it. So if you tuning in, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in.